You know, when you're caught in some situations and two things happen, you get to learn more about yourself and you get to size up a situation and the unexpected. Well, that also happened to me the other day. I was at work and we were around this table, about nine of us, nine clinicians, and we were to have a discussion about a topic I'm very passionate about. And I was up already, ready, gearing to go. And after the introductions had gone around the table, I noticed the lady sitting beside me to my right is very quiet. She's a nurse like myself, but she didn't have much to say. Anyway, time to go for the topic, and I thought I would go first, but she jumped right in and she started off the discussion. I was a bit taken aback, of course, because I mean, I wanted to have the first go. I had a lot to say, and then I noticed that what she was saying is a little bit different to what I thought. And being the admitted one that I was that morning, I jumped in and I said something else, and I must confess that as I jumped in and I was a bit rude. I can reflect now, I was a bit rude. But then, you know what she did? She, after I'd spoken, she continued to say what she was saying, and I noticed the shift in the room around the table. There was a tense moment where everybody were looking at both of us and they thought, oh my gosh, are these two gonna go head to head? How is this gonna go? Are we gonna have a power tussle here? And I felt it too. So I lowered my head and I thought for a moment, and I thought, how do I undo what I've just done? How do I go from here on? And I didn't want to hurt her feelings, and I was also conscious of everyone else around the table because she was now speaking. So I turned my head towards her and I listened attentively to what she was saying, and it looked like I ceded to her as a sign of weakness, but actually I wanted her to have her say and not oppose her in front of everyone. And everyone else had a go around the table, had their say, gave their opinions. And halfway through the meeting, she wrote down a note and she sent it to me. She said, thank you for your support. I was taken aback. I did not expect that from her, because if anything, I thought she would be, up in arms that I had dared to interrupt her and, there to embarrass her and the rude way that butted in. But no, she said thanks for my support. And it must have been that moment when I kept quiet, lowered my head, and the next thing looked up and turned towards her. She took it as support, because I didn't go ahead to continue to oppose her and to exchange the dialogue with her. I allowed her to have her say, and everyone else around the table to have their say. And I'm sure everyone else around the table felt the same to that. I piped down, and it wasn't because I was weak. It was because I didn't want to offend her. That was the last thing on my mind, and that was the non-verbal, unspoken way I could show kindness. Would you believe it? By the end of that meeting, at lunch, tea break, we exchanged phone numbers, because when she passed that note to me saying thanks for your support, I went, oh my gosh, yeah, it was nothing, because I was a bit embarrassed and ashamed of myself. But I'm glad that she didn't take offense. I shouldn't take it the wrong way. So we exchanged phone numbers, so I know more about her now. She knows more about me, and it could easily have gone the other way. So what instance have you found yourself in where you've let down your guard and something about you has come to the surface, or you've almost made a bloop in a situation and you've caught yourself? Come to our platform, Memriz Online. Let's share it, talk about it, encourage one another. And actually, our podcast on YouTube, I'm going to talk on length about what happened on that day, and I hope you have a lovely week. Don't forget to share as well on our Community of Kindness WhatsApp group, and I look forward to seeing you on the platform on YouTube. Take care and God bless. Bye.